get out, get your snow pants on and get going, because this is what you have to play with. This type of snow is the snow that you have to play with here in the Greenville County Travelers Rest area. A tow truck just arrived on scene, as you can see right there behind me, to tow what is the suspect's vehicle. Right now, crews are working on putting out hot spots in the house, as you can see behind me. They're working very actively through that one front portion of the house right there. We actually just saw an investigator car drive through here moments before this hour of daybreak started, and they could be looking for more victims on this property. This is actually home base for firefighters. This is the Lake Lure Town Hall. These fire trucks, none of them were here when I was here last Wednesday.
This is 7 News live at 5.
We are getting more answers about the incident in which a child fell from a moving school bus in Greenwood County. We'll show you the video again here. We first showed this to you Monday. This is 8-year-old Jaquez White falling out the side emergency door. You're about to see it right here. Tonight we've learned the driver, there he goes, is being reprimanded for what happened next. 7 News reporter Katy Solt has been following this story. She's standing by live for us in Greenwood tonight.
Well, Gordon, I looked at an incident report that Jaquez's mom showed me on Monday, and there is an 8-minute time difference from when Jaquez fell out the emergency door to when 911 was called. In fact, after the bus driver checked on Jaquez, he made the remaining 2 stops on the route before heading back to 96 Primary. Now, I did speak with the assistant superintendent today. He tells me this is a veteran bus driver who probably got extremely nervous. He's never had to deal with a situation as scary as this before, so he thinks that in the heat of the moment he got a little nervous, and that's why he waited until he got back to the school to make the phone call. Now, Hall did tell me that they did take personnel action, but Jaquez's mom wants to know what security features and safety features are being put in place on the buses to make sure this doesn't happen ever again.
It never should have happened, period.
Jacqueline White says she still gets chills watching the video of her son Jaquez falling out of a moving school bus.
It doesn't seem real. Even though I watched it 100+ times, it's still like, no way.
Wally Hall, the assistant superintendent in Greenwood District 52, has also seen the video countless times and says this is something he never expected to see.
When you see it happen, it's concerning.
Jacqueline says she never heard the alarm while watching the video, but the district says the alarm did go off. The children were just too loud for the bus driver to hear the alarm. So we got on the bus for ourselves to test it out. The alarm sounded loud and clear.
Certainly, given the situation we're in now, we're giving even more attention to those alarms prior to moving off the lines.
But even with a working alarm, Jacqueline wants to know what's being done to keep the kids safe.
The bus driver is driving, but if it was someone else on that bus watching, they could have easy and be like, hey, have a seat.
Hall says right now it isn't in the budget to have bus monitors on every bus in the district, but they're doing everything they can to keep the students safe.
We are reviewing to see if we need to try to put monitors on certain buses based on the level of behavior on those buses. You know, we're concerned about our kids' safety. I mean, that's number one, first and foremost.
The Department of Education did take a look at that bus specifically and said once their crews looked over it, they found that all the safety features, including both emergency alarms, were functioning properly. We're live in Greenwood County tonight. Katy Solt, 7 News.
Bullets was just flying everywhere. Everywhere.
Those bullets flying everywhere killed Sydney Speaks and Rodriguez Irby.
More people are behind bars, and deputies are now saying a shooting that left a man dead in Fountain Inn is also connected to a deadly block party in Lawrence County.
7 News reporter Katy Solt has been following this story from the very beginning. She has the newest information for us tonight.
Deputies say they've now arrested 5 people in connection to Saturday's shooting. The latest arrests, Stephen Red, Sterling Workman, and Michael Watts. Deputies say Red and Watts have been charged with assault and battery. Workman has been charged with breach of peace of an aggravated nature. At a bond hearing this afternoon, a judge set Red and Watts' bond at $35,000. We also learned from the sheriff that Johnny Piles, the man the coroner has identified as the victim in the Fountain Inn shooting, was the murder suspect in this case. Deputies say they were going to the house to serve the murder warrant when they found him shot. In the whirlwind of arrests today, I spoke to the fiance of one of the victims, and she tells me that Sydney Speaks should never have been shot that night.
He had the biggest heart. loved everyone, wanted to take care of everyone.
An admirable quality, Jan Hill says ultimately led to her fiancé, Sydney Speaks' death. Speaks and Roy Drasilis Irby were shot and killed at a block party Saturday on Winetta Street. Hill says when the crowd grew, so did the tension.
Gunshots I've never heard before. They rung out. All types of guns. Felt like an hour, maybe 2 or 3 minutes.
Deputies say Alexis Coleman and Alexis Long fired some of the first shots in the air. After the smoke cleared, Hill says they heard screams, and that's when she says Sydney went to help.
Next thing I know, more shots. And that's when Sydney fell back in the door on his knees. He said he'd been shot.
Now, deputies have arrested several people in this case, and Hill says a message needs to be sent.
Everyone who was out there with a gun, firing shots, whether in the crowd or in the air, all need to be locked up for 2 counts of murder.
Now she's trying to stay strong for their kids, but knows their lives are forever changed.
Family gatherings, vacation. Nothing will be the same.
The sheriff says even more arrests could be coming in this case. In Lawrence County, Katy Solt, 7 News.
After a deadly officer-involved shooting in Asheville this weekend, the suspect's family speaking out now for the first time. There was a rally today at the Asheville Police Department, and the family of Jay Williams, also known as Jerry to friends and family, sent an emotional plea to the state investigators. 7 News reporter Katy Solt was there.
When my baby was born, he was covered in my blood. Oh, Lord. And when they shot him down in the street, he was still covered in my blood.
Family members left begging for answers and a son to bury after Jai Williams was shot and killed by an officer on the Asheville Police Department. Police say they responded to a call of shots fired at the Pisgah View Apartments and followed a suspect car to the Deaver View Apartments. That's when they say Williams was seen fighting with a woman in a car. Police say when Williams got out of the car, he presented an AR-15, and that's when shots were fired.
So many different stories, we just want the truth.
The officer who shot Williams has been placed on administrative leave, but several groups in Asheville are calling for justice.
I'm all for the police, making sure they police the community in the right way, to make sure no one's harmed. But I am challenged with the excessive force that's going on across this country.
And as the community continues to rally around the Williams family at this time, the family just wants answers as to what exactly happened that Saturday night.
They need to just come on out with it so we can get the truth. You know what I'm saying? If my brother wrong, we'll bury him and we'll deal with that. You know what I'm saying? But we just need the truth.
The State Bureau of Investigation has taken over the investigation, and now Williams' family is waiting for answers. In Asheville, Katy Solt, 7 News.